I love hip hop so much because it's like a party with some really cool people. That's what it feels like. For me, I get it. I get how to move to the beat of the music, and I feel like that rhythm matches the rhythm inside my being. When I dance in hip hop, I feel like I come to life, and like there's this whole part of me that I get to express that I can't express otherwise. I don't know, it just feels really good. Great.
Welcome to Mostly Minutia. I'm Colleen Lindell. This is episode 12, Hip Hop. Hannah Guerra Zlomke was already 23 years old when she decided to pursue her dream of dance. Before that, she had barely set a foot inside a studio. Hannah spent most of her life in rural town in Wisconsin. And now, a mere 7 years later, Hannah is full-on living her life, dancing and training specifically in the style of hip-hop at the International Dance Academy in Los Angeles. Here's Hannah's story.
Okay, so I dance almost every day of the week except Saturday. So some days I'll just dance an hour, some days I'll dance 3 hours, some days I'll dance 4 hours, depending upon if I'm working out choreography with Cedric, then 2. It could be like 5 hours of dancing a day or something. So it's a lot of like physical activity, but I absolutely love it. I feel like I'm made to move. Like if I don't move and get this energy out, I'd be like bomb ready to explode. So yeah, I feel like I'm made to move. Before I came out to LA, I worked through a lot of stuff, and I think it really helped me to not get caught up in things that would distract me from my journey out here and being a healthy human being and being focused on what I need to be focused on. And one of those things that I learned is that everyone is valuable. I'm valuable, you're valuable. We all have something to offer. And what we have to offer is different and unique in a way that you couldn't possibly compare it to someone else. Comparing myself to someone else is like so crazily foolish because it's like we're so different and unique. It's like an insanity because there's no possible way to do it. Yeah, okay, I can do it, but it's not reality. It's not truth. Even though I can get distracted sometimes still with comparing myself, I'm aware of it and I'm aware that it's false. I grew up in what you would call a broken home. My parents got divorced when I was 3, and my mom picked up the role of being the mother and the father. She worked 12-hour days to provide for our family. But yeah, we definitely were like at poverty status for a long time. But we lived in this town that had a lot of money. So I had a lot of friends that had a lot of money. But for me and my family, it was like we were just trying to make it by. Like my family, my brothers and I, oh my gosh, we were so crazy. They protected me, but also I had to protect myself from them. And I knew as a little girl that stuff wasn't going to get done for me. If I want something, I'm going to have to do it myself. So like really young, I started doing my own laundry. I started figuring out ways I could make money so I could buy my own clothes that I wanted. And when I first could get a job, I got a job at 14, washing dishes. I mean, my mom got remarried when I was in 3rd grade, and so, but both my parents, like my stepdad and my mom, still like worked all the time, even when she got remarried. And so we would be like watching out for one another, looking after one another. And we were just like wild. Like I feel like we are wild because of our situation. Like we're trying to figure out how to cope with it. But at the same time, we're just like, I think we're just kind of, that's just our makeup, like Guerra kids. I mean, Guerra means war in Spanish. I don't know, like, we're like all really passionate. And yeah, we would like jump out of the windows of our house. We would skate on our over ice pool that we never emptied in the wintertime. We'd launch each other off the trampoline. We burnt down our backyard at one point. There was all these cattails next to the river, and there was this like fire pit area that we would build a fire in with my parents. When my parents were away for a day, my brother Kyle and Byron and my friend Dee Dee and I all went back there, and we decided we wanted to do a big fire by ourselves. Kyle got the can of gasoline and like made a huge, and it was a whole area, like a living room, double living room size area. We made the bonfire in the middle of it, and we tried putting the bonfire out with a blanket, and it went out. But when we came back later, the whole area of Cactiles was pitch black. Kyle and I went back there and we looked at each other and we were like, oh, what the heck do we do about this? Because if mom or our stepdad comes back here, we're in so much trouble. So we went and got rakes and we tried like raking it away. But then my stepdad, he's a fisherman, and he was going back to go see if there was carp around in the river, and he totally found the burnt down cattails in the backyard. Then we had to write a 750-word essay about why not to do fires when there's not an adult around. My little brother Byron, he had to do a speech because he didn't know how to write at that point. Growing up, like, I listened to hip-hop music a lot. And actually, my mom listened to hip-hop music, like Lauryn Hill and Erykah Badu and, like, Salt and Pepper. I love the beats to hip-hop music and love trying to, like, capture the beats to the music in my body. And I also could relate to a lot of, like, of what they were saying, like, kind of the roughness of life. Because even though I lived in, like, this nice area, my life wasn't... It was like there's a lot of good things we had, and I had a great family and supportive extended family, but there was a lot of like hustle and struggle in growing up in a family that didn't have a lot of money. So like hip hop music I could relate to a lot, like of the struggle that they talked about. My mom would take me to these functions. She was in AA, and there'd be these AA functions. I remember just dancing all night long at those functions. And I remember people being around me and just like really encouraging me as a little girl, like, yeah, go for it. And I remember feeling like a freaking superstar. I went to those functions growing up like in grade school. And then after that, I'd go to Skate World on the weekends and I would dance on my skates, like, and they had hip hop music there. And I danced like a little I dressed like a little wannabe gangster during that time too. So I wore Jinkos and like big t-shirts and like tons of jewelry on my neck and like glitter makeup and big hoop earrings, and listened to Salt and Pepper, TLC, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Tupac, all those. I remember my brother Kyle too. We were a year and a half apart, and he would listen to all that too. And like we would go to Skate World together. We all had all the same friends. We had our own little crew. But I think the people we hung out with came from the same kind of situation that we came from, like, and we were just trying to find our place in the world, and it was just jamming. It wasn't anything serious, but it was like grooving on skates.
I only had one song to tell you what I know, then it would be this one, and it would be my hope that every single person that heard it would understand that even though some things don't go as we plan, life has a way of bringing blessings in disguise. Kiddo, you're a gift, don't let anybody lie to you. Some people just don't get it, but I do. There's nothing better than watching your personality shine through.
And then after that, in middle school, I was really focused on getting good grades, and I had friends. I started hanging out with the friends who did more like extracurricular activities. I would say they're called like the preppy crowd of kids. But we'd have dance parties, and there'd be like a big group of us, like 80 of us that were friends. And we'd go over to one of their houses, and their houses had a lot of space, and we'd set up music in like the basement or outside the house and just dance for hours. And we'd be sweating our heads off. And this happened 7th and 8th grade a lot, like every weekend. And so I didn't ever pursue dance seriously, really, growing up. I just had fun. It was about having fun with other people, but also like trying to like capture the rhythm in my body and like feeling the beat in my body and just like letting go and being wild in the music.
Dance. 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 A tummy scratch beat. Let's go. Dance. I like to dance. I wanna dance. I need to dance. Baby, you wanna dance? Flynt Flossy's on this mic. We about to do this right. That's right. All dancing, please don't fight. Move until the morning light. The floor is your domain. Get up and don't be lame. touch a sexy thing. Go ahead. She got a sexy friend. Go touch a sexy friend. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, snap. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, snap. Dance. Did I mention I like to dance? By the way, I love to dance. Quick note, I need to dance, 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 dance. Did I mention I like to dance? By the way, I love to dance. Quick note, I need to dance, 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 dance. One foot to the left, dance. One foot to the right, dance. Move it round and round. Let's do this all night. Dance. One foot to the left, dance. One foot to the right.
Then in high school, I kind of went off and like became really kind of rebellious. I just like started hanging out with more like the partiers. And I was just trying to find my people that I felt like I could really relate to. I just had a lot of healing I think I needed to happen in my heart through what I grew up in. And I didn't really know how to do that or deal with it. And I just was trying to figure out how to like survive emotionally. And so I just started hanging out with like the partiers and the druggies and started doing a lot of drugs and drinking. And then I would dance too. Like I had fun. Oh my gosh, I would totally dance with those guys and like have a blast. But then a lot of it was unhealthy and just caused more pain in the end. I remember I just like got so tired of it all. Like I got so tired of having to lie to my parents. And I remember they found out another time that I was not where I was supposed to be. And I was like all hungover from a party and they were like really upset with me. And I was just like really bummed. Like I was like, I just don't like this life that I'm living. Like I'm tired of it. And I want to like figure out really who I am and what this life is really about. I was grounded for like 2 weeks for like lying about something, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make change, I'm gonna live differently because I'm tired of this. I still had that sense of like guilt from everything I was going through. And I remember talking to my cousin Joelle. She's like, Hannah, it's because you're carrying guilt that's not for you. She's like, you're forgiven and like God's forgiven you and you can be free of that. And then once she said that, I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, that's nice for you and the rest of the family. But for me, no. And then as I was saying, I was remembering all these moments growing up where I had experienced like the presence of God. I remember one time when I was little, I asked for it to rain, and it rained. As I was saying that to her, no, that's for you, not for me. I was remembering all these things. And in that moment, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to give this up. I'm going to give this guilt up, and I'm going to ask for your forgiveness, God. Then I started being like, okay, I want to live my life. Let's go. And in high school, I started going out for soccer, trying all these things I hadn't ever tried before. I tried out for the Palms dance team, the varsity Palms dance team, and I actually made it on. Holy crap, I don't know how, because at audition I was ridiculous. Like I did not know like 8 counts and how to do 8 counts and like what all that was. But that experience was really awesome. Being on that Palms team was so fun because it was putting structure around what I love to do. I love to dance.
I've got so much going on inside that nobody knows about, cause I know how to hide. See, I could put on a front and act hard, even though I know deep down I've got a big heart. And there's some things that I wanna see happen, way more than just music and past rapping. I've got dreams that I haven't even spoken, cause most of my friends would think I'm joking. But see, I'm trying to be for real right now. I wanna rise up, but something's keeping me down. And it's times like this when I don't know where to start, when I feel like a movement is about to spark. I need your help to keep the dream alive, to have hope for what I haven't yet seen with my eyes.
After I graduated, I did this thing called True to Life. It was me and 4 other high school graduates. We traveled the state and talked up to like 20,000 kids and just sharing our stories. I was so afraid of public speaking, but that helped me to get over that fear. It was also like healing for me to share my story and my journey. Then I went to school in Madison for 3 years, and I met Caleb. Yeah, what I see marriage as, this is me. I feel like Caleb is a whole person and I'm a whole person. And I don't feel like anyone outside myself is going to cause me to be like content. They can bring extra happiness to my life and they can bring extra peace into my life. But first and foremost, I need to find that on my own. No one's gonna create that for me. Caleb to me is like, he's not like mine to make me feel better. He's like a gift to me. Like what he brings is extra. It's not something that is like, I have to have or I'm not gonna be okay. He's like a super blessing. It's not like I'm waiting for something to like make me feel more satisfied, which it wouldn't be able to, because I need to find that in myself. Nothing can do that outside of me, but it's just then he can be the whole person he is and I can just enjoy it. Yeah, he's a blessing. He's a gift. So we got married and like 2 months later, my brother Kyle was in a tragic accident. He was going to go get Christmas presents and someone came across the highway and hit him head on and he died instantly. I definitely can say that that was the worst day of my life. I mean, I had to work through a lot and just a lot of grieving and healing that had to happen through losing him. We were just so close. Like I saw him like every day. Kyle was fully living his life and doing the things he loved. And it really, after losing him and realizing the reality of how frail our lives are, it made me think about what I really wanted to do with my life and what I really loved. That's when I decided to start pursuing dance seriously. I signed myself up for a class, or 2 classes, a hip hop class and a ballet class. And they were beginner classes, and I just loved it right away. And I started teaching there after a couple years. I started teaching a hip hop and ballet class. And then Caleb and I were talking, and we were talking for a while about moving out to LA because we both love the arts so much. We're both artists, and he wanted to pursue acting more seriously, and he was getting work out in Wisconsin, like in commercials and stuff, and I wanted to pursue dance more seriously, and I wanted to focus more on hip hop, and I knew that out in LA there was just more room to grow. Then we decided to move out to LA together. I feel like as I've taken classes out here, I've become more free as a dancer to express myself, because people are a lot more free to express themselves out here, and it's inspired me to just be free as a dancer and just become more of Hannah inside dance and share that with the world. It's like sharing our stories with one another, but through dance, through an unspoken art. It's beautiful, and you get to see people's hearts. It's amazing. Like, when I leave it and come back, I realize how amazing it is, because you don't find this like everywhere in the world. It's just such a gift. Sometimes I feel like I'm experiencing like a little bit of heaven on earth in class. It's so about the heart and like expressing your heart and sharing in that with one another. And I think that's what we're made for, you know?
Is there kind of a fearlessness?
Out here, it's like the teachers confront that fear by just like living their lives in their choreography. And so it gives other people room and freedom to let go of their fears and just live their lives in class. Like all those words that dancers like to say. Live your life. You were living your life. You better work. And what else do they say? You were killing it. Yeah. You were killing it. Or just like, woo, go off. Yeah. Go off. You better work. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's amazing what dance does. It's so uplifting and so freeing and so like, it's like I become more of who I'm meant to be through dancing. It's like a healing thing. You want me to play hip hop, Sky? Cause I don't go by the style. There's a gangster side of me. I love to be gangster and like rough. There's a part of me that's really sassy, and I can get that out in a healthy way through dance. But I remember classes that I've been really gangster in, and it just was like, yeah, like I get this, like this rough part of who I am, and like like badass and like I'm strong and I'm powerful and I'm gonna handle this and nothing can hold me back. Like I'm gonna do this shit. This is my life and I'm owning it right now in this moment. And I can make what I want of it, and just getting out too, like pain and anger in a way.
Yeah, do you feel like a lot of mixture of emotions in class?
Yeah, I do.
Like for you personally or like from other people
Other
too?
people. And it's such an interesting thing because, and it depends upon the music and the vibe of the class. But it's like everyone's going through their own process in class and working through something, or maybe not, but like one thing I've realized about myself a lot is I'm just there and like open. Like I understand we all have our struggles. We all have been through crazy stuff in life. So I'm just there, like in the joy and in the pain of it as much as I can be, and then I step back when I can't because I know I have human limitations too and I can only handle so much. It's cool as I've been at the studio, it's like I find these places where I feel like I really fit too in certain styles and stuff, and certain styles I really like. Like I really like to groove, and like some styles are more precise and sharp, which is really good for me. Like we're talking about like the ballet, the foundation of that. And there's some styles of hip hop that are more precise and sharp, which is really good for me to train in those things. But I'm naturally just more like to groove and like really like just feel the music and dance big, and tour dancing is what they call it. And then too, I've been lucky enough to have people like Cedric who enjoys that style, and our personalities just like go off together. We're like dynamite. So I've been choreographing with him and he's been such a blessing. We just put on the music and he's so hype. Like he's got so much energy, which I do too. And so he'll just be doing moves and I'll do them with him so he can see what it looks like on someone else. And then we'll go over it and then he'll be like, I don't like this. Oh, we gotta change this. And we're like, oh, that works really well. No, that sucks. And just like really fast, like we're just like keep on doing different moves. And then like it slowly starts coming together. And then there's moves that he can do that I totally can't do. And I'm like, okay, you can do that. But it's going to be a challenge for me. And we can just know that like, I'll work it out.
I'd like to take this chance to invite you into the great dance. Out with the planets in alignment, down to the very room that I'm in. Zoom out, galaxies and solar systems. Zoom in, a few humans in tune to the rhythm that the ancients call the music of the spheres. A mystical mathematical fusion here. When you look deep, you can find harmony. What Dante called the divine comedy. Follow me through this cosmology to Earth's ecology and human equality. It's time to shift your perspective. Things are all interconnected. We're all in this orbit together. We're all in this orbit together. It's a universal phenomenon. The planet was created by the same sun rays.
I wanted to know what your dreams are for dance.
I want to do everything. I want to make my own dance videos. I would love to go on tour with an artist. I'd love to be in music videos. I really am looking right now to get signed by an agent because I feel like I'm at a point where I could get an agent. So I want to do it all. Like I would love to do it all. But for me, I'm not like, oh, I have to, otherwise my life is over. For me, it's like, okay, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to have these dreams, enjoy my life, and pursue these dreams. And if they come along, awesome. If not, I'm still living my dream by enjoying my life. So, yeah, that's that.
Can you say one sentence, my name is Hannah? Yeah, just say it like kind of a statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Hannah. I started dancing when I was 23. And now I am 29, still pursuing dance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's so short. Like the amount of years.
Yeah, it is, right?
For you to be where you're at, it's so amazing. It's like...
Because I'm made to do it.
Because you're made to move.
I'm really made to move. I'm really made to express myself.
Thanks, girl.
Yeah, that was good.
That one was really, really good.
Live, breathe, be free. Living in the moment. Living in the moment.
To see videos of Hannah dancing, check out her Instagram at Hannah_Zlomke. That's Zlomke. And to see Cedric Botelho's beautiful choreography, you can find him on his YouTube channel, Cedric Botelho, CEDRICBOTELHO. Thank you to the Figureheads for giving me special permission to use their music. You can find their albums on iTunes. I also played a tune called Roll with the Rhythms of Life, which is what is playing underneath this, written and performed by Hannah. Thank you also to Flynt Flossy, who also was gracious and gave me the A-OK to use his tune, Did I Mention I Like to Dance? I also recommend checking out that video. You will not be sorry. And Flynt Flossy's music is also available on iTunes. I also played a few songs by Chris Zabriskie. You can find his albums on bandcamp.com. That's Chris Zabriskie, Zabriskie. And as always, you can find links to all of these on my site, ColleenLindell.com. This episode was recorded on location in my bedroom in Glendale, California.
Go with the rhythms of life. Go with the rhythm, go with the rhythm. I go with the rhythms of life.